Let's talk about the traditional courses like engineering or medicine, management. How are they recalibrating their approach to problem solving and future preparedness in its curriculum? Because that again is important in the age that we're living.
Yeah, so when I studied engineering and when I see students studying today, or when I studied management and the way it is happening now, earlier it was a very straight-jacketed piece. At the very last semester or the very last year, you had one or two options that you picked up, and it also depended on the availability of the faculty members. Now you have the electives coming in almost in the third semester or the second year, right? So we are giving a lot more flexibility to the student. In educational terms, people talk about it. They give the term interdisciplinary electives,
yes.
Right? So I ask myself, how many of us who actually studied engineering are actually doing engineering work after 2 years, 3 years post passing out? Very few. What we are doing in a very huge way is interdisciplinary work. And if we were given the opportunity to work on interdisciplinary stuff, like whatever stream I was studying in, could I have studied an extra course in maybe computer science? Possibly not. So I was forced to go out of the university system and get that skills from outside. So I think interdisciplinary is the way ahead. B is, again, it's too important for me to not mention it again and again, the industry embedded courses.
Yeah.
So in the classroom, what is being taught? B, professor spoke about the professor of practice, which the UGC has allowed. Are the universities taking advantage of that? Because that's where the academia industry interface comes in.
Yeah.
So the academicians, I have very high regards for the academicians. They are the ones who create the foundation, the bedrocks, right? On top of it, practitioners like us who come in and bring in the practice perspective, right? So how well are we integrating those professors of practice into our academic environment is the way ahead. So industry, labs to be sponsored by the industry. What happens is I do see a lot of organizations, I will not name them, they do want to contribute to academics, but they have opened a education vertical. It's a business.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong in doing a business, right? But it has to be more like, it's not just today I need this skill set, I'm just going and ensuring that this gets taught. No.
It has to prepare us
It's
as well.
a prepare, bring in those critical thinking capabilities, right? Don't teach them A specific language or B specific language. Give them the skill set, create that critical thinking capability within these students, so that, today there's one technology, tomorrow the technology is going to be changing. So how are we getting them ready for that, from mindset perspective? That is one. Secondly, and this will be my last comment on this one, in India, we have extremely high intolerance towards failure when it comes to research. I think the West wins heads and shoulders above us because they do not see failure as it's not a stigma. We have to have that tolerance to allow our students, our kids to fail. I always say, without failure, you can't be successful.
I think there are mistakes. I mean, there are lessons you learn from, and we have so many students. I think that's a very important message, what you said, because you cannot take failure as the end of life. That's something which you've learned and you move on. It's like you get up and go. And I think you rightly put it, we take it very seriously on ourselves as parents or as children. That pressure is there. I think that's a very important highlighted point for all the students here. Thank you for that.